Hey everyone, you are watching The Knowledge Capsule. Have you ever wondered why humans do some of the strangest, most fascinating things like tossing furniture out of windows, walking on hot coals, or wearing costumes that make no sense? Today we're diving deep into the weird and wonderful traditions from around the world, and trust me, you're going to be surprised by where they come from. Let's get started.
And this quote right here, it just nails it, doesn't it? Our creativity, it isn't just for art or big inventions. It's baked right into how we live together. Sometimes in ways that, from the outside look a little eccentric. But that eccentricity, that's what makes us so fascinating.
So that leads us to the big question for today. It sounds like the setup to a really weird joke, right? I mean, what could possibly connect? Jumping over infants with carving up vegetables? Well, the answer, as you're about to see, tells us something really fundamental about what we all as humans want and need.
Okay, so first up, we're going to explore traditions that are all built around one of the most basic human desires out there, the need for a fresh start. You know, to wipe the slate clean. And whether that means getting rid of sin or just settling a fight, people have invented some pretty wild ways to hit that reset button. Let's kick things off with El Calacho in Spain. Now what you see is men dressed up like devils, literally jumping over rows of babies lying on mattresses in the street. I know, it looks absolutely wild. But the reason behind it is actually deeply protective. This tradition goes all the way back to the 1600s, and it's a symbolic way to spiritually wash the babies clean, a whole community coming together to give their newest members a pure, evil-free start in life. Okay, now let's jump over to Peru for Takanakui. Here, the cleansing isn't so much spiritual as it is, well, a whole lot more physical. Instead of letting old grudges just simmer and boil over, people in the community, and that includes both men and women, literally fight it out in a public festival right at the end of the year. The point isn't to hurt each other badly, it's to get all that bad blood out in the open so the new year can start fresh.
But this is not just some chaotic free-for-all brawl. No, it's a very organized system. First, you get your problems out in the open. Then, you handle it in the ring. But then, and this is the most important part, you hug it out, share a drink, and you're done. The slate is clean for the new year. For them, it's just the ultimate form of conflict resolution.
Next up, we're shifting gears. We're looking at traditions that aren't so much about cleansing, but more about community bonding. Because sometimes the absolute best way to bring people together is through a shared challenge, a little friendly competition, and a whole lot of just pure, absurd fun.
And honestly, what screams absurd challenge more than this? Over in Gloucestershire, England, tons of people gather for one single purpose: to chase a wheel of cheese down a ridiculously steep hill. It sounds simple, but in reality, it's just this chaotic, hilarious tumble toward glory. And just to give you some perspective on the chaos, that wheel of cheese can hit speeds up to 70 miles per hour. 70! You have zero chance of actually catching it. The competitors basically just turn into human tumbleweeds. The real goal isn't to catch the cheese. It's just to be the first person to make it to the bottom, hopefully in one piece.
Which kind of proves it's not actually about the cheese, right? Yeah, the winner gets to take it home, but the real prize is something you can't hold. It's the glory. It's the story you get to tell for the rest of your life. It's just the honor of taking part in this crazy old tradition. The bruises, they're just the souvenirs. Okay, now let's head over to France, where we find a whole different kind of party. If cheese rolling is all about glory, La Porcayade is all about celebrating one animal, the pig, in every single way you can possibly imagine. Seriously, this entire festival is just dedicated to pigs. So you've got your pig races, of course. You have cooking contests to see who makes the best pork dishes. But the main event, the real highlight, is a competition to see which human can do the best pig squeal. Yep, you heard me right. Grown adults train all year to perfect their oinks and squeals. It's just pure communal silliness, and it's absolutely brilliant. All right, for our last section, we're gonna look at traditions that are really born out of hope. These are the rituals people do to, try and get on the universe's good side, to ask for a bit of good luck, a good harvest, or maybe a healthy family. It's all about putting something good out into the world, hoping you get something good back.
First stop, Lopburi, Thailand. Here, the streets are just taken over by this enormous feast, but the buffet isn't for people. Nope, it's for the thousands of macaque monkeys that live in the city. The locals put out literally tons of fruit and treats, all because they believe that being generous to the monkeys will bring them good fortune. It's this beautiful, if slightly chaotic, exchange.
From monkeys to vegetables. Over in Oaxaca, Mexico, right before Christmas, this humble little root vegetable gets to be the star of a huge, spectacular art festival.
It's called La Noche de Rabanos, the Night of the Radishes.
And this tradition has such a cool story. It actually started out as just a little marketing trick back in the colonial days. Farmers would carve up their radishes to make their market stalls look a little more interesting to customers. But from there, it just blossomed into this huge official competition where artists sculpt these oversized radishes into the most incredible, detailed scenes from history and folklore. It's a celebration of their culture and their harvest all in one.
And finally, our last stop is in Kawasaki, Japan, for the Kanamara Matsuri. Now, this Shinto festival is a super vibrant, joyful, and very visual celebration that's centered around a pretty unmistakable symbol, the phallus.
And look, while it might seem a bit shocking at first, every single symbol here is loaded with deep meaning. They're not just for show. They stand for some really powerful, universal hopes. The steel phallus itself is a prayer for fertility and a charm to protect against evil. The special candies and parade floats, they represent hopes for a safe and easy childbirth. And the festival as a whole? It's a collective wish for business prosperity and success for the whole community.
So, after all that, after the fighting and the cheese chasing, the monkey feeding and radish carving, we're back to that first question. What is the connection here? What do all these seemingly bizarre rituals actually have in common?
The connection is us. It's all of our shared universal human needs. Underneath every single one of these strange rituals is a desire we can all understand. It's the need for a fresh start, that drive for glory and fun with our community, that deep hope for good fortune, and the simple joy of celebrating life itself.
Which brings us right back to the beginning, full circle. The things that make us look so different, so eccentric on the outside, they're really just different ways of expressing the very things that make us all human. Our weirdness is just our shared hopes and fears and joys dressed up in creative clothes. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. Traditions aren't just things from the past. They're alive, they're always being made. So just take a look at your own life, your own community. What are the weird, the funny, the wonderful little rituals that you're a part of? And what traditions are we creating right now for the future to look back on?
Which of these traditions did you find the strangest? Or maybe the most fun? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'd love to read them. If you enjoyed this journey into human quirkiness, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating deep dives into culture and history. And don't forget, check out this next video right here for another adventure into the unusual.